Welcome back, Matic Warriors. We are so excited you're in the building today. Yay! I know I'm making this video on Friday, and this is how excited I am for Monday morning. So I can only imagine what I'm gonna be like on Monday morning. So I'm just so glad you're back. I know that the last 3 weeks have been excruciating. I know people have been struggling with Wi-Fi, with accessing assignments, not loving I have to, even though I'm with my teacher, I'm still by myself. And so there is a bit of independence, and I have to teach and monitor my own self in school. So there's been a lot of struggles with this, and we know that. Like, we know that this has not been an easy go for any of you, and so we are so glad that you're back. And we as teachers, we also know that it has been a struggle for you, and we are looking at the next few weeks here in January. So we've got, what have we got? One, two, yeah, we literally have about 3 weeks. And we are going to use the next 3 weeks to the best of our abilities to get you all caught up and get you through your courses. So here's the first commitment. Historically, in January, we shut down classes for about 8 days or 7 or 8 days to run an exam schedule. We're not doing that this year. We know that we need as much face-to-face time with you as we possibly can. And so the last official day of classes this semester is the 27th of January, and you are all expected to be in the building from the 11th until the 27th, and you're going to be here from the beginning to end. We're going to have a modified schedule at the last 4 days, so the 22nd, 25th, 26th, 27th. It's going to be a modified day so that there is a bigger chunk, so that if some classes are doing like a final summative assessment piece, you've got a chunk of time to do that. I know some teachers are looking at doing some projects instead of exams. I know some people are trying some different things in that if they do a final exam, maybe the final exam isn't going to be worth as much as they thought it was going to be in September, or maybe the teacher's looking at the exam being worth a different amount depending on how you do on the exam. We've got lots of different creative things and innovative things that our teachers are thinking about, because we know that you've struggled, and we want to have as much face-to-face time to get you caught up and feeling good about this semester and finishing up this semester strong. So know that's our priority. And we're going to be here to work with you. So please talk to your teachers. If the last 3 weeks was a gong show mess for you, tell your teachers. If the last 3 weeks were awesome sauce for you, tell your teachers, so that your teachers understand your experience, and you have an opportunity to talk and figure out how you're going to move forward over the next 3 weeks and finish up your semesters. Just a couple of things I wanted to remind you all of, because it has been 5 weeks since you've been in class. The 27th, I think, was your last day or something like that. So it's been a while. So there's these things, folks. These are called masks. And if you've only been home the last 5 weeks, maybe you haven't even worn one. So here's the rule. And I don't mean to be the person who touts and says, I love masks. I don't love masks either. But we have to wear our masks in school, okay? So basically, the rule of thumb is if you're in the hallways, you should have a mask on, because you could end up being in touch with someone. If you are in class and you are in group work, you have to have on a mask. If you are sitting close to somebody and having an elbow or conversation with them, and you're just kind of looking in this direction, you have to have on a mask. If you're doing a situation where you're sitting like this and your teacher says, hey, now's an opportunity for you to take your mask off, you can. But you can only take your masks off when you're working down, you're not looking this way, you're not looking this way, no one's up moving around. Make sure you've got on your masks, okay? Mask, 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 all the time. Hand sanitizing. So remember, when you go into a classroom, every time you enter that classroom, you should be hand sanitizing. You should be sanitizing throughout that class. If you have to leave to go to the bathroom, when you come back in, you have to sanitize. When you walk in the building, there's going to be a hand sanitizer by the door. Sanitize your hands as you come in the building. Every chance you have, you should be sanitizing and washing your hands so that we can help slow that spread. Because here's the deal, you just had 3 weeks. You know what it feels like to have to do full curriculum at home. If we have higher spikes and we have more cases, I think the results might be people having to work from home for short periods of time. So the more that we can control the spread and decrease the spread in our building, the better. So if that means really emphasizing the no social gatherings after school and on weekends, and that can save our school from having to be shut down again, please do it, because we want all of you in the building. It sucks. I hate it. I haven't been able to see my family for a very long time. And I know that you feel the same way. But if it can help us stay in school, making those sacrifices will be helpful. So please respect those rules. A reminder about the Max and the Learning Commons. The Max and the Learning Commons as eating places. You can only have the number of people to a table when you're eating as specified on the table. So if it says 2 to a table when you're eating, there can only be 2 people to a table. That doesn't mean 2 people masks off and 6 people with masks on. That means 2 people. Okay, folks? So make sure you're following those table rules. The only time that you can have big groups of people around a table is when everybody has their mask on and no one is eating. We're going to keep those directional hallways running when it's high flow time. High flow time is just before bells, just after bells, in between bells, the busy times at lunches. So take a look down the hallway. If it's a busy time, you use the direction. If the hallway is empty, you can go in the opposite direction. So keep that going. Designated classrooms. Are you supposed to be in that classroom? If you aren't a food student, you should never go into the foods room. If you are not an art student, you should never go into the art room. If you are a grade 9 student, you should never go into a 10, 11, or 12 classroom, or vice versa, okay? So make sure you're following those designated classroom signs. So yes, just remember all of those pieces. We've also got designated bathrooms. So again, there's a specific bathroom for grades 9 and 10. There's a specific bathroom for 11 and 12. There's specific entry doors for bus students versus walking students versus grade. Please make sure you're using the right door. All of these layered strategies are keeping you safe and keeping this building open. And I know a lot of you want this building open. So please make sure we're following those rules. The other thing that I want to remind you about is our cell phone policy, because we've now had 3 weeks of class where we've had our Chromebooks in front of us, our desks, our textbooks, our papers, and our cell phone. Please remember that your cell phone has to be put away, okay? You are not allowed to be using your cell phone unless the teacher has given you an assignment where they say, hey, you need to use your cell phone during this time. Pull it out. If you have your cell phone in your back pocket and you feel it vibrate and you know that it's supposed to be a phone call from your employer, do not just pull it out. Remember, say, teacher, I have to call my employer, or there's something going on with work and I really need to check my phone. Do I have your permission to check my phone out in the hallway? Make sure you ask your teacher for permission to use your phone before you take it out, because that cell phone policy is still in existence. One warning and then it's gone. And some of you have already gotten that warning. So I'm reminding you now again, please make sure your cell phones are away during class time. I've just got some notes here. The other thing is the grade 9s are going to run the same schedule for those 4 scheduled days as the 10, 11, and 12. We haven't sent it out just yet. Maybe you'll have had it by the time you see this video. But we're going to send out the same schedule that we sent to 10, 11, and 12. That is also going to be the grade 9 schedule for the 22nd, 25th, 26th, and 27th. So you will get that in your email. Your parents will get that in the email. But everyone in Frank Medic is going to run from that schedule for those 4 days. And I think that those are all of the pieces of information that I had to get you here as we're starting up. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, Warriors, for rising above all others. You guys have really shown us the last 3 weeks some really good dedication to your learning. I know it's been difficult. We're super glad and super excited that you're here and in our buildings. And, I hope you have a great week back. And if you have questions or concerns, remember that Bartling and I are here in the office to help you out. But we're just so glad you're back. And if you have questions, come see us. Otherwise, have a great first day back, folks.